Okay guys, so here we are again with you in live coding sessions. This is a live coding session number 2. 2 days before I did the first live coding session with you, which was about 4 hours, and we solved a very crucial problems in that live session. And today, what the target is, in the previous live session, by the way, we have worked on login and sign up functions of a server. And in this live session, what we're gonna do is actually we're trying to make a chat application. Okay, so what I'm trying on this project, which I'm working on, I'm trying to make a chat application. Not a very simple chat application, but powered by dialogflow and a dialogflow chatbot basically. So when user will log in and sign up and come to the main application, user will be talking to a chatbot actually, which is powered by dialogflow behind the scene. So we are already done with the login and sign up. Actually, a chatbot is an existing chatbot. This is not a chatbot we're gonna create from scratch. This is an existing chatbot. Of course, it is me who designed and created this chatbot from scratch, but that was a long ago, and now we're building a second version of this chatbot. So let's get started. But what happened is when I was working on login and sign up function last time, somehow the existing code stopped working. And when I'm talking about the existing code, I'm talking about the UI, this UI. Okay, so when I say read Surah Kausar 3 times, okay, so it should read Surah Kausar 3 times, but it is not. And I suspect that in our previous session, when I worked on Firebase function, and actually in because I'm building a second version of this application. So at the time when I started the application, the Firebase function version was different, and now when I'm updating this application, the Firebase version is changed, and Firebase function, everything is changed, actually everything updated. So to serve Firebase function locally, I was required to update Firebase function and update Firebase admin and update Firebase, basically Firebase tools as well. So I just updated everything, and it was very difficult to update Firebase on an existing project, because as soon as I updated the project, everything stopped working. Even it was not deploying. It was the TSC command was failing, like TypeScript just got mad. So I spent a lots of time to figure it out, and finally I figured it out. But somehow this thing stopped working. So we will fix this problem first, that why it is not working. Of course it is, I think, a very small problem, and we're gonna figure it out very quickly, but I'm not sure about that. It might take all time. Okay, so where do we start? Okay, okay, everything is fine. Okay, so actually what happens, let's try this one first. Let's play some songs. I wish that you would join this song with me, but after previous live session, someone told me that I cannot play songs in my live session like that, because those songs are most of them actually are copyrighted. So when you're playing song on SoundCloud, you don't know which song is copyrighted and which is not. Some of the providers made their song open for everyone, so you can use it in your content, in your live session, in your videos. Some of them have restriction, like you can add 3 minutes or 10 seconds, so you never know who is who. So it is better that you do not play song, or if you really wanted to play something, he suggested me to pick up some music or some soundtrack, a collection of soundtrack in my local computer, and keep playing that soundtrack again and again. So that would be a better idea, and I would like to work on that someday, but for now I would be rather not playing song at all. Okay, so there was a workaround, by the way, and that workaround was very bad actually. Go to webhook. Okay, let's say for example, go to the read surah. Okay, so this is a read surah function. Okay, so we have payload here, and then we iterate on that payload. This is empty payload actually. We iterate on that payload to fill the data inside it, which we have got from this file. This file actually. This is a file here, right here. Okay, this is a file. And then this is a try catch block. Okay, so we iterate on the file to get the data filled. If params.time, and here are some conditions, and if that condition is true, we put some more data, and at the end of the day, raw response dot send. So we send a response simply, and we send the response back like we are not using this agent anymore. Okay, so we are not using this agent, so this agent got angry, I think. So instead of this response, I'm getting something which is fallback response. Okay, fallback response is something like this: something went wrong, read surah. Oh, what happened? Actually my camera is not fixed, so it might kind of move sometime. Okay, so let's try it from here. Read Surah Fatiha. So right now actually I'm trying to figure out where the problem's coming from. Okay, it says something went wrong in Surah, and diagnostic info says that fulfillment status, what is this error? Deadline exceed. Man. की वजह कोई नहीं, बेवजह बेवजह. Okay, webhook call failed. I better go with Stack Overflow answers. I'm using the ASP.NET. No, man. This is what I have received from dialogflow support. Hi, thanks for reaching dialogflow support. Webhook timeout limit for action on. Oh, man, is 10 seconds for all integration, including self-development implementation. Sending request to API. Webhook timeout is 5 seconds. This okay. Let me check this. Reach here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, really, man? Oh, yes. ये मेरा दीवाना या मोहब्बत. So actually I'm using 5s function as my webhook function. So let's see how much time did this function took. Maybe raw is not what I'm thinking it is anymore. Okay, man. Raw.request is request. Okay, raw.response is response. Preserving raw request right here. Webhook client is right here. Webhook client is right here. Okay, what is the version of 5s dialogflow fulfillment? Version sucks, man. 0.6.1. या मोहब्बत का जुनून. तेरी नज़रों का कसूर मेरा दीवाना. Vanshla, अभी आपके सामने कोई चीज़ नज़र आ रही है, कोई ऐसी चीज़ लिखी हुई हो, कोई ऐसा जो मुझे आप बता सकें? यार अच्छा, यानी कि कोई गधा गाड़ी वगैरह खड़ा हो, कोई रक्षा खड़ा हो, कोई ऐसी चीज़ हो जो मुझे आप इंडिकेशन. रक्षा खड़ा हो, कोई ऐसी चीज़ हो जो मुझे आप इंडिकेशन. Hello and welcome, guys. Sorry for inconvenience. I just got a call. And I had to go, but now I'm back, and I've just finished my Pepsi. Now I'm ready to work again. Well, okay. So we were trying to find out what version do I have of the fulfillment, and what is the latest release of dialogflow fulfillment. Okay. So first of all, I need to find the solution of this problem. Like if I go to the Quran action, instead of doing agent dot send or agent dot add, I'm using raw request and raw response. So I think this is something it is not satisfying with. So first of all, check what version do I have of dialogflow fulfillment. Okay, it's 0.6.1, and what is in the JSON? 0.6.1, 0.6.1. okay, and what is the latest release now? Okay, oh, not here, actually in npm. Because npm is the actual package manager, not a GitHub. Okay, 0.6.1 is the latest release, and it was published 1 year ago at least. And then I'm curious, if it was working before, why it is not working now. Okay, so what I will do now, I will try to call the API from my end. Okay, I will try to call the API from my end. And what is the API? It says bilal-ai.heroku app./API/query. Okay, so I have a query API. Send okay, so it turns out that it took 6 seconds. Ooh la la. Why it is taking that long time? So this is the problem. Wow. Wow. Okay. And let's check out the fulfillment here, and I'm trying to making sure everything is good. Okay, so webhook is right here. Okay, so when I call query, it actually comes in the server. Okay, it actually comes here. Yeah, this is the API/query. Okay, and I think the reason it is taken much time is it is going through multiple servers. So when first I write something on my UI. Now it's correct. So when I write something on my UI, it actually goes to this API, and from this API we call dialogflow. Okay. Dialogflow detect intent. Okay, response object dot message dot concatenate and response dot send. In case of error, send the error object. And this is the socket connection, of course, because we have both options from the front end, the API call and the socket connection, both are available. Okay, so this is the socket connection for same thing. This is the socket connection and this is the API call. Okay, I'm trying to recall everything when I detect intent with the same parameters. Request.body.session ID, request.body.text. Detect intent, text, data. Okay, session ID, text, and data. Pretty much the same thing. Okay, so let's investigate this problem one by one. Okay, so let's investigate this problem one by one. Sorry for that. Okay, it's going good. So let's check out the server logs of this API call, and which is of course in here. मेरी नज़रों का कसूर तूने पहचाना तो क्या तेरी नज़रों का कसूर ये मेरा दीवानापन या मोहब्बत का जुनून तूने समझा ही नहीं तेरी Okay, API/query, and this and this and this. Okay, so this is all response ID. Where is response ID? Okay, request.body. Okay, so this is request.body. No, man. Okay, response. There are 3 responses. This is the first response. Okay, which says that query text is equal to read Surah Fatiha, and fulfillment message is something which is an object. Fulfillment message, and we are not actually look into that message right now. And we are making response object. Just to send back to the caller. Well, if I reload this app, what is actually happening? What can I do for this? No problem. Okay, so it is actually connecting with socket.io. Okay, this is not and when I say read Surah Fatiha, okay, so when I say read Surah Fatiha, oh, what? Okay, it is the same as before. Query result. Okay, there are 3 responses again. Okay, there are 3 responses as well in this, and what we are sending back is the whole response. We are sending back whole response. Okay, this is the whole response. Query result, fulfillment messages 0.0.0. Something went wrong. So actually Okay, so how much time this thing is taking? 6 seconds. How is it possible, man? 6 seconds. Why you're taking 6 seconds? It doesn't make sense to me, by the way. Why it is taking full 6 seconds? Okay, I'm just checking the last okay, so here is the architecture here. This is the mobile app, this is heroku, this is mobile app. It calls heroku API. Okay, either it is socket.io or REST API, and then it goes to dialogflow. Okay, then it goes to dialogflow, and then it goes to Firebase functions. No, Firebase function is like this. Then it goes to Firebase function. So if this one is taking 200 millisecond, this one is of course taking 200, and this one, it depends on the logic code. It took 3300 second. 3 and 00. So it should be maximum 4 seconds, not more than that, because there is no logic in heroku. It is simply forwarding it. There could be some logic in dialogflow, and of course there is a logic there, but still, if it even takes 600 millisecond, which is more than required, so 330 here and 600 here, it becomes 390. Okay, 3900 4000 4001. So it is still should not be more than 4 seconds, but it's taken 6 seconds, 2 and 2.8 seconds more than expected. Okay, and it is saying something went wrong in Surah. Okay, let's say I change the okay, so nothing is wrong with the version. Dialogflow is not updated. There's nothing with dialogflow fulfillment library. Then it is something with the Firebase function itself. So I concluded that I must need to do some changes in this function to make it work again. Okay, make these two constant. Well, for each payload is of course ready. Payload.web.messages, fulfillment messages, and payload. It is unbearable, by the way. Oh, this is also constant. Okay, are you happy now? Okay, are you happy? Are you happy chappy? Okay, the real problem is right here. Okay, so let's see how agent works. Okay, well, okay, here it is. Okay, this is the agent, this is the webhook client, this is webhook client. Okay, okay, request handler. People are sending messages. Okay, no problem, I will reply them later. Okay, so agent dot handler. Okay, so it is given to agent dot handler. Okay, handler. Ooh la la. Okay, go to the. Why you're not taking me anywhere? Well, let's go manually then. Okay, so here is fulfillment. This is so shameful that Firebase fulfillment library still don't have TypeScript typings. Shameful. Okay, this is the agent. Yeah, this is agent.add response. Okay, here's the payload. Okay, so actually I was facing a problem where it was saying that no response is defined for payload for platform null. So actually it was unable to recognize the platform is web. Okay, and it was not described anywhere that we are calling from the web. So and they don't have platform null support platform. Okay, go to the supported platform. Here are the supported platforms. Platform unspecified, Facebook, Slack, Telegram, Skype, Line, Viber. Okay, so I think platform unspecified is something we're going to use because we are in need to solve this problem right now. Okay, v2 to v1. Okay, Facebook. Okay, so previously in version 1 all of the platform names was in small letter, and now it is in capital letter. Payload response. Okay, so how payload response works. Okay, set payload. Okay, let's go to their example repository. It would help, of course. Fulfillment webhook node.js. Okay, so they have some examples. What I will do is I will try to find an example which shows how to use response, payload response actually. Okay, there are two places where I can find the example. First one is here. Okay, here I can find examples how fulfillment works. तेरी नजरों का कसूर ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून तूने समझा ही नहीं मेरी नजरों का कसूर ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून. Oh no man, where it is? Martin. Detect intent. Man, where is the document, man? What? ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून. What is the difference between these two? Dialogflow fulfillment Node.js, fulfillment JSON. Dialogflow fulfillment Node.js, fulfillment webhook Node.js, Dialogflow fulfillment Node.js. Okay, so this is the original repository. Dialogflow fulfillment library allow you, what is this? Okay, it is taking me to Dialogflow documentation. Payloads supported these four things, these four shapes. Okay, so it is taking me right here. Webhook service. Custom payload. Response messages REST reference. Well man, they are not talking about what method should I use to do this. They don't have examples, I think. Okay, this is webhook client reference. Rich response classes reference. Let's try this document. Like if I'm trying to send the text response, I can use agent.add or agent.end. Oh fuck, this is using actions on Google library, not okay. I must need to dig in the documents, dig in the examples. Okay, so this is the first example. No, this is not the first example. This is actually the original repository, and in this repository they have several examples right here, like dialogflow fulfillment action, Firebase Firestore DB, trivia temperature, bike shop, multi-language, inline editor template. It doesn't look like these things gonna help me. There are some other examples as well. Okay, or maybe I can just Google it. How do I send payload response Node.js? Maybe this can help me. Christopher said hello. Hello Christopher, you are the first man who commented on my live video. Well, everything is going fine. Let me check. Okay, enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Well, it is smooth from here, by the way. Okay, no problem, it will take care of itself. How do I send custom payload from dialogflow fulfillment? Wow, people are facing the same problem and they do not have documents proper for this. Agent.add response. And look what, August 15, August 21st, November, and no official reply. Does voice also work in the custom payload? Okay, agent.add new payload. This is the way I do. This is the way we do it. Okay, I already have payload here, but I know where I've used this. Okay, so I think this is an accidental import. This is not an intentional thing, but well, let's try this thing out. Okay, for platform null. Okay, we will take care of that on heroku. Okay, so first of all we are gonna solve this problem. Okay, so I'm going to change this in read surah. Okay, this is an example. Payload is right here, key value pair. Payload is right here, raw payload true, send as message true. Okay, so here we're gonna do this. Okay, I'm placing this here for example. Maybe later I would need this or something. तेरी नजरों का कसम ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून ये मेरा Okay, so actually we wanted to send two messages and payload along with that message. Okay, so right now what we are getting is something like this. Okay, this is the response what we are getting right now. Oh no, actually we are not getting response at all right now. We are not getting response at all right now because it is not working with dialogflow anymore to send things like this. Okay, so we want to send this. Okay, a fulfillment text, a payload. Payload is what? Payload is web messages. Okay, comment out this one as well. Okay, because okay, now do what? Agent dot add okay, agent dot add and then cut this payload out from here. Okay, agent dot add. Okay, agent dot add is done. Agent No typing at all. Shit. Why you don't have TypeScript typing? I am unable to understand this. Well, supported platform. Okay, where is the main export? Which is the main file? Main file is fulfillment.js. Okay, this is the main file. Supported platforms. Only 2 occurrence. Card payload. This is all what they have exported. Agent 2 platforms. Export, where is export? V2 agent. Okay, so inside V2 agent, from rich response, they are exporting this. Okay, what are you saying, man? Platform is declared. Cannot find module. Rich response. Source rich response / rich response.js. Okay, yeah, now you're good. Huh? Now you're good. Wow. Fuck, man. Well, okay, so what we were doing here, where is the Quran action? Okay, so this is what? You even don't know platform that what? Okay, platform dot unspecified. Payload. Okay, payload. Okay, let's try it as it is. Firebase deploy. Okay, only dialog, not all functions. Okay, close this. Seven playbacks, one concurrent user. Wow, nice. I'm going good. I'm okay with this. Resource expensive. Okay, it's taking much time. Oh well. So now how I'm gonna test it? I'm gonna test it from here. Okay, so actually dot add. Okay, agent dot add. Okay, this is agent dot add, and it gets response instance of array. So response dot for each single response, this dot add response. Okay, else single add response. And what add response actually does, add response instance of a string. Okay, instance of dialogflow conversation payload. Okay, if it is payload, this dot existing payload, response dot platform. But first this should checks it, that platform, existing platform, let platform, this dot response messages is response dot instance of payload, should be instance of payload, and response dot platform अगर नहीं हो, if there is no response dot platform, or platform dot response is platform unspecified. Existing response equal to response. What? This is not complete code, by the way. We have to go inside of this thing. Existing platform. Which response is this? Okay. Existing. Let response okay, what happened? It is finished. Yes. Let's try this out. Wow, we have got a response. Wow. That is great. Surah number 1 is being played. Null. Okay, we don't need null, but we cannot do anything for null. We cannot do anything of this null. Okay, so okay, got you. We need to remove this web from here. Okay, and we will expect null then. Okay, all other things are okay. Okay, so these are the messages. These are simple messages. Okay, 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 man, okay, man. This is much better, I think. And how much time does this shit is now taking? Took 133 millisecond. Really, man, this is unbelievable. What? Really? Why? Okay, this is the query text. Read Surah Qasr. Parameter are these. What? Man, no. Are you serious? Why? No, man. It's all working. Internet is all working. Maybe heroku is down. Okay, so what we are doing is we are doing live coding. Yes, we are doing live coding. Well, okay, heroku is now up. Okay, it's 2 hours. Okay, we have sent another request. Oh, I'm in doubt. Why detect intent is getting the older version of the same thing? This is the response. There are 3 response messages. We are going to read the first one. And here it is. body, response.bodies resolve here. Okay. ये जो रिस्पॉन्स है ना भाई साहब, इसको हम करेंगे हमें क्या देखना है, what we are interested to watch, query result. This is the response ID, query result. Fulfilling messages. Okay, so now what we are doing is commit and push. Okay, so both are updated a little bit. This thing is a little bit updated as well, and heroku application is also Okay, this thing is updated, and Firebase is also updated, I think. Okay, so Firebase shows something here. Okay, this is the sign of authentication that it is updated. So let's try this API again. Okay, so it should come here first, which is not happening, I think. Okay, so it came here first. Ooh, so it is getting response actually. Okay, so let's tear this shit down. What is it and how should we treat? Okay, this is response ID. Why you're sending back the fulfillment text is something went wrong when I am, well, what I'm doing from right here have no effect. Okay, I'm simply adding things here. Okay then. index.ts. Actually, the same API we are using in the mobile application. So I'm just trying to figure out which post response, get response. Okay, so there are only two functions right here. Post response, get response. So before changing that API, I just wanted to make sure that, okay, I'm sure the main activity is using those two get and post request. Okay, HTTP handler, this dot handler. Oh man. Okay, so let me do a quick search. That how we were doing with this file. Okay, got it. Actually what happened is I misunderstood this line. This is response object dot messages. This is an array actually. This is an array. Okay. So we are gonna get the messages, an array of messages. Again, response object dot messages dot concat. But what if this is just a text? Okay, so text is already addressed here. Webhook payload web slash messages. So we're just gonna remove the web from here. The web from here. Response dot query result. Okay, so response is right here. Response dot query result dot query result from where to where. Fulfillment messages 0. Okay man, we've got something. Okay, so query result dot fulfillment messages का index 0. Here would be the real text actually. Every time I mean, so every time. Okay then, response dot query result dot webhook payloads. Dot now dot messages. This should work now. No need to update the payload. So actually what I did is earlier what I did is Okay, webhook update should be committed as well. What is this update? The update is right here. Okay, this should be webhook update. Okay, so but the only one function in webhook is updated yet. Actually, what I did is instead of finding the solution of no response is defined for platform null is, instead of finding the solution of that problem, I just worked around, and finally I realized that somehow that workaround stopped working, and I spent a lots of time again to remove that workaround. Maybe when I was working on that, there was no real fix for this problem, maybe because I always had a complaint, and I still complaining that Google products don't have proper documentation. They have documentation. It is not that they don't document their product. They document, but in the beginning, for example, when Firebase came first, the documentation was pretty good, but after that, because they had acquired Firebase from some other guy, when the API.ai came into the Google domain, the documentation was pretty good, but they didn't update the document as they were updating the software. So every time when you are using their software, you have to go to their source code to check out how this code actually works. So Google, don't do that, please. As you can see, I have this library, dialogflow fulfillment, but there is no document for this library, no proper document. When I look for document, there are lots of places. They have scattered their thing, but not a single place where I can see how to use the payload. They have references, but the references is not an example. In the references you cannot see. For example, if you go to the Mongoose document, okay, Mongoose is a library to use MongoDB database in your Node.js application. So if you go to the Mongoose library, they have very clear and easy documentation, and you can cut and paste from their documents, you know. So how to apply find query, like for only find query they have 15 to 20 example of how to use a find query differently in different cases. But I don't know why Google don't do that. Google is not a small company. Google is not in budget problems. They have money, they have everything, but I don't know why they don't do that. Well, I think if Google document their product properly, they will get more audience, of course. Okay, so this is all set. Okay, now come to this thing. हाँ, क्या हुआ? अच्छा। मशीन बंद करके आ रहा है। मशीन बंद करके नहीं आ रहा। बैटरी लगा था। बैटरी नहीं हुआ था, गैस ऑन नहीं हुआ था। हो सकता है बैटरी खराब हो गई। हाँ, बैटरी को कोई बनना तो नहीं कर दिया तुम्हारे। ये टक टक जो कर रहा है ना, ये बैटरी से होता है। ये बंद किया है। Oh well, you're still with me, my friends. Thank you very much. Actually, the electric geyser was not working. So, as you can see now, what software developers do at home. So we do everything from electrical wiring to gas wiring, like natural gas, the plumbing, like the problems like this, geyser not working, what should I do, geyser is not working. Okay, I'm the solution, so I will give you the solution for everything. But it is not for everyone, it is just for my mom. Okay, so okay, as we have fixed the okay, so I'm just checking out that what I'm expecting in this shit. तेरी नजरों का कसूर, ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून, ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून, तूने समझा ही नहीं जो तेरी नजरों का कसूर, ये मेरा दीवाना. Okay, so this is the ABI for mobile apps, and this is the socket connection for this web application. Okay, for this web application. So this web application is expecting wrong things, of course, wrong things. Reply text payload dot query text dot okay, if no answer, do this. If payload is there, web payload dot null, null dot messages. I will actually standardize these two APIs on same manners, of course. Else output.text content bot reply text. script.js. तेरी नजरों का कसूर ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून ये मेरा दीवानापन है या मोहब्बत का जुनून तूने समझा ही नहीं है तेरी नजरों का कसूर ये मेरा दीवाना या मोहब्बत का जुनून it's playing actually. Okay, let me tell you how it works.
إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
Okay, let's try this again. Refresh the page. Read Surah Qasas.
Surah number 108 is being played.
إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
Subhanallah.
Surah number 1 is being played.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم
مالك يوم
الدين
إياك
نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين
Okay, I have noticed something actually.
Surah number 1 is being played.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد
I'm talking about the response time of this. $258. Okay, the response time is pretty good now. Okay. Okay, let's try something. Let's try something different. Okay, this is قلوب مرضا فزادهم الله أبصارهم غشاوة. What is happening, man? Not this time. Okay, first time it is taking up to 1400 milliseconds, and in the second time it is taking like less than 100. Pretty good. Not pretty good actually.
Surah number 114 is being played.
قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر من الجنة والناس.
Surah number 114 is being played.
قل
Okay, I will take a look of that later. Okay, the first problem is pretty much solved, but it is not really solved. Uh, Two things I must have to take care. The first, this API and this socket must be working in the same way. And the second, because working in the same way, because if the mobile app developer wanted to use the socket connection instead of post request, for now actually the post request is pretty good, because there is no continuous communication, like there is only one request and only one response. But in future I doubt that we might need a continuous communication. So that's why when I was building the website, I used the socket from scratch, because the website all works with the socket. The website is not using the post request. So well, so I used both of them, the post request and the socket, to check the responses, check the performance factor as well. That if I make too many sockets, so either it gets down or something, so the load would be equally balanced, because these days there are less user who go directly on a computer and use these type of application. Most user prefer mobile application for these type of users. So I used the post request in the mobile, which is pretty much safe side and which is correct in this case, and which is like nothing experimental. And in the website I use the socket IO connection, so this is a little bit of experiment as well, but still the performance of socket is much better, because when you send a request, socket connection take less time than the post request, because in the post request they have to go through the DNS and all the things and find the API and all. In the socket connection you don't have to do anything. You have a connection, but it is not active, it is not live connection, but you have a connection, so you directly send your message to that connection. Even both of those protocols, like HTTP post request or socket connection, both are working on TCP, and both are pretty much same in their working principles. But socket is a little bit heavier and a little bit faster as well, uh, because in the post request you make a request, you make the connection, you get the data, and you disconnect from that connection. Okay, you don't know what is happening that side, you disconnect, and every time you make a post request you create the connection from scratch. Of course you are not doing that, but behind the scene this is happening. So in a socket connection this is not the case. You create the connection only once, and you keep sending messages, and you keep getting messages as well. Okay, and you have a specific function here. When you get the message, the function automatically gets run, and when you send the messages, they have a specified function. So when you send the message, that function automatically gets run to do things like put the data in the database or whatever. In my case, when I send the user query from the website to the server, okay, to the server, and the server sent back the response, I have a function in my website which automatically get run, and which read the message, either message is good or bad, and if the message is good, it play the message on the website. So this is the pretty much what is happening, but it is not as standardized. it is not standardized as because the reason it is not standardized because when I was working on the website, I was the only one who is writing the server as well. But in the mobile application, there were a little bit connection between people, so I had to provide a proper API to like prevent any kind of misconception or any kind of turbulence. And I don't wanted to change that API now, because all mobile application like iOS and Android are dependent on that API for sure. So if I move any of those API, then I have to change the mobile application as well. As you have seen here, that mobile application is using this same post request API, and they are expecting like a specific you can say a message interface. So I'm not gonna change that API. A post API is very good and in very good condition in the sense of the API interface. But the socket connection, that shit needs improvement. Okay, so what I'm going to do is not here but here. Okay, response object. Okay, response object, and why I didn't use the if. This is also a problem, by the way. Response.messages. Okay, this is for sure. Then response dot object dot messages dot concat response dot query result payload dot null dot. Oh, got it. Of course, if I'm not sending the payload from the server, and of course so when the query result dot payload when code try to access webhook payload, it will throw an error, of course, because webhook dot payload would be undefined. And when you try to get inside the undefined, it will give you error that unable to find dot null of undefined, and then again dot messages. So it will give you error that unable to find messages of undefined. So there are 3 consecutive errors which I'm gonna face if I'm not sending the payload from the server. Some people struggling. People sending me messages. I will reply them later, no problem. Now the important thing is only what I'm doing right now. Okay, so this try would work as well here. नहीं यार, नहीं, थोड़ी देर में खाऊंगा. Okay, so now I'm sending the response object from here, and this should also be up to date according to the so-called what it is. Okay, so because I'm concatenating types can only be used in .ts file. Well, fuck man. No way. How can I work without typings? Okay, all is well, all is well. I'm gonna work without typings. Well, fuck. I'm just gonna place a placeholder for my future. Oh, can I make interface in JS? Does JavaScript have interfaces type? Oh, be quick, man. Abstract interface like this. Well, I wish, man, I wish. Okay, so this is just for a reference, so I know. Just move this, man. Okay, well, so bot reply should be the first one. Okay, so how do I find the bot reply? I need to find the type text. Okay, so how do I do that? Filter or map? I think map would be better. In filter, we actually filter the original object. Oh yes, array.find. Wow. Well, I don't know why it was stopped working, but now it working again. Okay, it's working again, no problem. So what we're doing is we are trying to get the shit out of here. Element, if element is equal to this, except 12. The first found method returns the value. Okay, another problem. If we found a text, no man, filter would work better. Filter would work better. Filter JS, array.filter. Okay, return an array of all the values the ages array are over 18. Okay man, check adult age. What you did, man? Age.filter, check adult. Age.filter, check adult. Oh man, this one is much better. Another, create a new array whether it's all element pass the text implemented. Okay, this would work better because Let me explain because why. ये मेरा दीवानापन है क्या audio response is equal to payload dot filter. This is because this is an array, so filter would work very well. Word dot length. Each message and return each message dot no man type is equal to 0. Okay, if the type is equal to 0, it will no, this is not audio responses, this is text responses. Okay, and text responses dot 0. Oh no man, text responses index 0 is the text reply. Okay, the text reply. And now we're about for filter the audio messages in the same way. And what is the type of audio message? Okay, cool. Type 4. And if audio responses dot length, okay, dot length, it means if length is 0, the if condition would be false. If it is other than 0, then player 1 visible, ayat number visible. Okay, payload dot query result dot webhook dot message is not. This is not working like this. Oh no man. Audio responses. Okay, all audio responses gonna play like this. Okay. Text reply. Okay, this should be okay. This should be very much okay. Okay, commit and push. Okay man. Okay, build started by user Malik. So if you're wondering how I am pushing my code on GitHub and it is automatically getting deployed on Heroku, it's because of their automatic deployment. So when you go in the deploy menu, you see an option to connect your Heroku application with GitHub repository. So as soon as you push your code on GitHub repository, Heroku actually automatically pulls your code from the GitHub. Okay, so Heroku automatically pulls your repository from GitHub, and of course if your GitHub repository is private, it asks for the permission, of course. What? Payload.filter is not a function. Why, man? Okay, the response object is payload. Okay, so response object dot messages is the array. Okay, so as simple as script.js. Okay, okay, man. What is the line number? 122. Okay. Payload is an object and payload dot messages is an array. Okay, so payload dot messages. Okay. Payload dot messages is an array. Text responses, audio responses. Minor mistake. You have to go again. तूने समझा ही नहीं कि तेरी नजरों का कसूर मेरा दीवाना बनता या मोहब्बत का it is still not updated. Oh, now it is updated. Okay.
Object.
إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك
Oh,
هو
text response is
الأبتر.
0. Okay. So text response is a whole this response. Okay, text response is whole big response. So text response 0, it means this whole object, and we don't need nothing to do with this whole object but only this one line. Okay, so only this one line. And text reply is of course consoled, and text replies, fulfillment messages, and whole big reply. Okay, text reply comma payload. Oh, well. Okay, it is updated.
Surah number 108 is being played.
إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
Okay, now both of these socket and post request have the same response type. Yes, they are both the same response types. Okay, now cancel this thing out, and now it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm feeling tired, and it is almost 4 hours I'm working on these things. I hope you have a happy day. Hello, Anand. Unable to connect to chat, please wait. How can I see the time of this chat? I don't think so. Well, I'm unable to see the time of this chat. However, Anand, if you're still watching the video, I'm having a happy day. Yes. And have a good day to you too. And what else okay, one more thing before leaving. One more thing before leaving. We have to make everything like this. شكرا لله.
Sorry, can you say that again?
إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
In Mecca it's 7:9 am, on Friday January 31st, 2020 Jamada Alula 09, 1441.
إن شانئك.
Okay. Okay, man. What I did. Well, what I did. Compatible.
In Mecca it's 7:26 a.m. on Friday, January 31st, 2020, Jamada Alula 09, 1441. Surah number 2 is being played.
ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون والذين يؤمنون بما أولئك إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون وإذا قيل لهم لا تفسدوا في الأرض قالوا إنما نحن مصلحون ألا إنهم هم المفسدون ولكن لا يشعرون وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا كما آمن الناس قالوا أنؤمن كما آمن السفهاء ألا إنهم هم السفهاء ولكن لا يعلمون
وإذا لقوا الذين آمنوا قالوا آمنا وإذا خلوا إلى شياطينهم قالوا إنما معكم إنما نحن مستهزئون.
Surah number 2 is being played.
ألف لام ميم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم ومن الناس من يقول آمنا بالله وباليوم الآخر وما هم بمؤمنين يخادعون الله والذين آمنوا وما يخدعون إلا أنفسهم وما يشعرون في قلوبهم مرض فزادهم الله مرضا ولهم عذاب أليم بما كانوا يكذبون.
Allahu Akbar. What a joyful moment. No one can stop me playing this on YouTube. Well, no copyright. Well, I always enjoy Quran. Yeah, this is like touching your soul. This is not just sentences of Arabic. This is something very, very heart touching for sure. Okay, so everything is set up. No man, what happening? ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة. Okay man, everything is up to date. And today I was about to work on the chat APIs, but it looks like it is already 9:30, so it's morning. I will go out, I will do my breakfast, and probably I will walk a little bit. Then I will go to bed, I will take some sleep, I will get up, and then I will try to write some code. Maybe in the evening, probably this is 9:35 a.m. Maybe in the evening I will sit here again and I will write code on chat APIs, because as you can see, when I'm talking to this chatbot, I'm not logged in, which I've already written the APIs in the server, login and sign up, but login and sign up is not yet implemented in website and mobile app both. So I'm not signed up, I'm not logged in this website, and these conversations are not being recorded. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write chat APIs to track down all the conversation like an inbox. So basically I'm going to convert this chat bot into a conversation bot, which will do conversation with you turn by turn, and it will also save that conversation for sure. So okay, stay tuned for that, and comment down your feedback. What do you think about these live coding session? Either you think this is just a crazy idea, and if you love this idea, if you love to watch me while I'm writing my code, please comment down below, so I will better know about your feedback. So I will try to improve myself on behalf on the basis of your feedback, of course. It will help me improving myself, and if you wanted me to do something specific, if you wanted me to do a thing differently than I'm doing right now, so please let me know. Do not hesitate, and if you do not understand any part while I'm writing the code, please comment down below, so I will try to explain that part, maybe or maybe some other guy who is also watching the session will elaborate you if he get my point and you didn't get my point, so maybe you can help each other, so we can kind of make a classroom on YouTube to make you learn about chatbots, and you will be a part of that classroom. So be like start interaction with this classroom, make these live sessions more interactive. And the beauty of YouTube live is when I'm doing the code, you can see me live, you can talk to me, you can chat with me, you can comment down below, and when I finish the live session, it stay there forever. Okay, so whenever maybe after many years of this after many years of this live session, like after 2 year 3 year later, from today, you are watching that live video and you can feel it. Okay, you can feel it. um, you can follow that as it is, as somebody is doing right now. Okay, so this is the beauty of YouTube. You can experience the same thing what someone is experiencing if he is watching my live session right now. Okay, so uh, well, thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking for your support for this. Like all the people over the world have started their gaming live sessions. Okay, so when they play games, they stream their games on live session on YouTube, on Facebook, and all the other places. So I decided to do the same thing for coding. No one is doing this for coding. So maybe I'm the first man who have started live sessions of the code, or live code streaming. So literally, I'm not prepared for you. I'm not prepared for anyone. I'm just sitting on my table and I'm writing the code, and I'm doing nothing else but writing the code and speaking as well. As I'm writing the code, I keep speaking that what I'm doing. So I try to interact with you guys while I'm coding, and maybe I hope for this that this session would be helpful for many people. Okay, I have not yet announced these live session in public on my social media, on my like on in my friends, in my circle. I have not yet announced this, and this is why you might see that in my live session no one is actually watching. So what I'm actually waiting for is I will do like 10 to 15 live sessions, so they will have some data, okay, to watch. And of course, in the beginning, when I'm doing the live sessions these days, the quality is not that good, or maybe if I say like I'm not confident on this quality, that would be a better word, because yesterday I was using this mic, okay, and today I decided to use the Logitech mic. Okay, in the webcam there's a built-in mic. Maybe you can feel this. Okay, you can feel this. So when I'm doing this in front of camera, it sounds louder, and when I'm doing this right here, it sounds less. So it means this mic is being used, but not this mic. Okay, not this mic is used. So I think the quality is much better with a mic which is in front of me, and which is not rubbing down with my clothes, because this mic is very good mic, but when it rubs down on my clothes, it makes a very bad noise, and in headphone that noise sucks you. Okay, when you're wearing headphones and that noise is coming, keep coming on your head, it sucks, no? So you cannot watch a long video with that noise. So I just removed that, and I picked up this mic. But with this mic there's a problem, another problem. Okay, because this mic is sitting on the same table where my laptop is sitting. So when I use my like keyboard, when I click on this, okay, you can see, you can hear a bump in your headphone, which is not good. So what I'm actually trying to do is, for my next section maybe, so I will either hang the mic from the top of the ceiling, from the ceiling maybe, or maybe I will find some tripod which will sit next to me on the ground, and it will come here. Okay, come here, maybe maybe 1 feet distance from my mouth. So that would be a little bit better experience than what we're experiencing now. But this is not very bad as well. This is good. This is bearable, I mean. So I'm going right now. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and always spread peace.